Welcome in, everyone. So today we're actually getting a bit flirtatious
We are, yeah, taking a bit of a detour today.
with language, I mean. We are getting flirtatious with language. Specifically, we're exploring French pickup lines.
Which I know sounds completely unexpected for a language deep dive.
It really does. But we found this fantastic post on the Mondly Blog by linguist Diana Lapunianu, and it's called Whispering Sweet Nothings in French, Irresistible Pickup Lines.
And it is such a clever entry point into the language.
Okay, let's unpack this, because on the surface, sure, pickup lines are notoriously cheesy. But linguistically, they're incredibly fascinating.
They really are. They're dense little packages of culture and grammar.
Exactly. And just to set our mission for today, for you listening right now, we are not trying to give you dating advice.
No, please do not use this as a dating tutorial.
Definitely not. Our goal is to explore what these playful, sometimes ridiculous phrases actually reveal about French culture, how they work mechanically, and most importantly, how they can be a surprisingly effective shortcut for you to learn the language.
Right, because when you think about what an icebreaker really is at its core, it's just a highly structured, playful phrase.
It's designed to spark human connection.
Exactly. And from a learning perspective, these lines are essentially the inside jokes of a language.
Oh, I love that. Inside jokes.
Yeah, because much like slang, they rely on shared cultural knowledge. If you understand the pickup line, you understand the culture's humor.
And they use these very specific linguistic patterns, right? Like surprises, wordplay, metaphors.
What's fascinating here is that learning these lines allows you to absorb grammar and vocabulary naturally. You don't feel like you're memorizing a textbook. You're just seeing how words and cultural nuance beautifully crash into each other.
It's language in motion. And, it takes serious guts to try an inside joke in a language you're just learning.
Oh, absolutely. It's terrifying.
Which is why I love the very first line Diana mentions in the source text. It goes, Tu as une idée du courage qu'il faut pour venir te parler.
Which means, do you have any idea of the courage needed to talk to you?
It's so honest. It works if you're flirting, but it also works if you're just a learner trying to muster the courage to speak French to a native speaker.
It's literally true. You're putting yourself out there.
You are. And when you do put yourself out there in French, you're tapping into this massive cultural reputation. I mean, French is globally dubbed the language of love.
It has been for centuries, yeah.
And the source mentions that a lot of this comes down to phonetics, the tones, that iconic rolling guttural R sound, the soft liaisons between words.
It has a melodic quality that naturally fits the art of seduction.
It really does. And pop culture completely feeds into this. The blog even gives a nod to Emily in Paris, highlighting how French charm is just omnipresent in media.
It is, but we have to ground that a bit. Because if you actually try to use these lines in real life, there was a golden rule.
The golden rule of French flirting.
Right. And the text is very clear about this. You have to deliver these lines with a tongue-in-cheek approach.
You can't be intensely serious about it.
No, if you take yourself too seriously, it completely backfires. It becomes overbearing and honestly just awkward.
You have to own the cheese factor, because the ultimate goal of these interactions isn't necessarily sweeping romance, right?
Not at all. It's usually just about sparking joy, scoring a smile.
Getting a laugh.
Oh.
Okay, so it is time to actually look at some specific examples from the text. I'm going to read the French phrase slowly. We'll give the literal English translation and then break down why it works.
Sounds good. Where are we starting?
We're starting modern. The tech-savvy lines. Here's the first one. Je pense que tu t'appelles Wi-Fi, car je ressens une forte connexion entre toi et moi.
Meaning, I think your name is Wi-Fi because I feel a strong connection between you and me.
Oh, man. And then there's this one. Tu t'appelles Google, parce que je trouve en toi tout ce que je recherche.
Is your name Google because I find in you everything that I'm looking for?
They are so incredibly cheesy.
They are. But I love these because they prove that French isn't just dusty poetry from the 1800s.
It adapts.
Exactly. It adapts to modern life while still keeping that romantic, playful flair.
Let's do one more tech one, because the grammar here is cool. Si tu étais un virus informatique, tu serais l'exception qui cracherait mon système de défense.
If you were a computer virus, you'd be the exception that crashes my defense system.
It's super nerdy, but it works grammatically, right?
It really does. Notice how it uses si tu étais, if you were. It's using the conditional tense. That softens the approach and makes it a hypothetical, which is a great tool for learners to master.
Grammar disguised as a nerdy pickup line. I love it. But if you want the real cheesy classics, the blog has those too, like this one. Nous ne sommes pas des chaussettes, mais je pense que nous ferons une belle paire.
We are not socks, but I think we would make a great pair.
It's so absurd.
But the sheer absurdity is the icebreaker. The humor diffuses any tension in the interaction.
It disarms you completely. Okay, moving on to my favorite category. These are the cultural masterpieces. These lines paint a vivid sensory picture of French culture.
This is where the language really shines.
Right, starting with the most essential French staple, Tu es le beurre de ma baguette.
You are the butter to my baguette.
So simple, but so profound.
It is. The beautiful simplicity of using a daily cultural staple as a metaphor for perfection. It requires no explanation.
And they go bigger, too, using geography and art, like Es-tu la Seine, parce que je me sens emporté par ton courant.
Are you the Seine? Because I feel swept away by your current?
Or bringing in Paris itself. Est-ce que tu es parisien, parce que tu as rendu mon cœur aussi lumineux que la ville lumière.
Are you Parisian? Because you made my heart as bright as the city of light.
And the fine arts. Tu dois être un chef-d'œuvre, parce que chaque fois que je te vois, je me sens au Louvre.
You must be a masterpiece because every time I see you, I feel like I'm in the Louvre.
Or my absolute favorite. Comme un tableau de Monet, ton sourire éclaire mes jours les plus sombres.
Like a Monet painting, your smile brightens my darkest days.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. These aren't just compliments.
No, they're cultural touchstones.
Exactly. They immediately transport you to France. It proves that the language and the culture are completely inseparable.
Even with the culinary ones.
Oh, yes. The culinary ones are so sensory. Es-tu de Bordeaux parce que tu vieillis bien?
Are you from Bordeaux? Because you age well.
Or this one, which is just decadence in a sentence. Ton charme est plus fort que le vin de Bordeaux et plus doux que les macarons de la Durée.
Your charm is stronger than Bordeaux wine and sweeter than La Durée macaron.
It is so specific.
That's why it works. It's comparing a person to the pinnacle of French craftsmanship.
So we've gone through a bunch of these, and I want to try something interactive with you, the listener.
Oh, this should be fun.
Yeah, I want you to actually feel the words. Let's practice. I'm going to sound out the Monet phrase slowly. When I pause, you at home, or wherever you're listening, repeat the phrase out loud.
Say it right after the pause.
Exactly. Here we go. Comme un tableau.
Repeat that bit. De Monet.
Keep going.
Dans ton sourire éclair.
Almost there.
Mes jours les plus sombres.
Brilliant.
Let's do one more, a shorter one. The baguette one. Ready?
Tu
Le beurre
the beurre.
de ma baguette. Perfect. Getting it out of your mouth is the most important step.
It really is. You just practiced French phonetics. But if you're actually going to use these out in the wild, context is everything.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
You can't just shout about baguettes at random people.
Right. Diana's post gives some great advice on tailoring your approach. You have to notice things about the person.
She gives the example of noticing a Formula One themed keychain or maybe overhearing them talk about an action movie.
You take the structure of the pickup line, but you adapt it to what's actually happening in the room.
This raises an important question, though. How can you, the learner, adapt the vocabulary you already know to make an interaction uniquely personal, rather than just reciting a script?
Well, I think it comes down to being playful, which kind of brings us to our final reflection here, moving beyond the basics.
Right, because when you first learn a language, you learn rigid, functional vocabulary. Where is the bathroom? Or how much is this?
Survival phrases.
Exactly. But moving into playful expressions like these flirtatious lines, that teaches you the true rhythm and nuance of a language.
It's the difference between sounding like a tourist reading an app and sounding like a local who actually gets the cultural style.
It proves you understand the humor.
And that is my call to action for you today. Whatever language you are currently learning or even just interested in, go seek out the playful phrases. Look up the cheesy jokes and the humorous idioms.
It will completely change how you connect with native speakers.
So, to wrap up our journey today, we started with the linguistic value of inside jokes. We moved through computer viruses and ended up in the cultural imagery of Bordeaux wine and the Louvre.
All wrapped up in the alluring, rolling tones of the French language.
So what does this all mean? It means language is fundamentally meant to be played with. Connecting with other human beings should be fun.
It shouldn't just be an academic exercise.
Never. Thank you so much for joining us for this custom-tailored exploration into French language play. Next time, we're going to be looking at some incredibly playful idioms from all around the world.
But before we go, I want to leave you with one final lingering idea from the source text.
Let's hear it.
The author mentions a very classic, slightly cheesy line about kissing being the language of hearts, la langue des cœurs.
Very romantic.
It is. But if playfulness, humor, and romance are so deeply tied to specific cultural landmarks, like La Durée Macarons and the Eiffel Tower, it begs the question.
What's the question?
When you learn a new language, do you also have to learn an entirely new way to fall in love?
Oh, wow. Something to mull over. Catch you next time.